All right, guys, welcome back to another video of Fly Time for Beginners. What we're going to tie today is a Montana Nymph. This Montana Nymph can be tied on a size 6 through a size 12 up to 3X long. What we got in here in the vise today is a Umpqua U103 in a size 8, and it's 1X strong and 2X long. The wire that I already loaded up on here is a 0.015 lead-free wire. The materials we'll be using today for the tail end material and the legs, we'll be using black saddle hackle. And for the body and the thorax, we're going to be using black and yellow Superfly chenille. All right, let's get started. Come in, take a couple wraps behind the hook eye, hold that little tag end over next to your lead-free wire. Once you get it in there, just give it a little quick pull. And you see how that cinches it up in there pretty good. After that, you're going to run this thing all the way back to just past the barb of the hook. And come in and clean that tag end up. We'll come in with our black saddle hackle. You're going to take anywhere from 6 to 10 fibers. If you'll pull this stuff down into the side, 90 degrees from the stem, just give it a quick little tug, pop it clean out. Nice even break, lines up the tips great. Good idea for measuring tails on these bigger flies. You're going to come in and just measure from the top of the hook shank down to the bottom of the hook point. That'll give you a pretty rough idea of where you want that tail end material to be tied in. Come in with the pinching loop, always pulling toward yourself and never straight down. And then we're just going to work our way back up the hook shank here. I'll tie that in just at the base of where we tied in that lead-free wire. Anything that's over long, just come in and give it a little trip. And then we're going to start our way back down. What this is going to do, add a little extra weight to the fly, plus it'll make that body nice and smooth. Now we're going to come in with our black chenille. Instead of just tying that right on the top and making a big clump like this right here, for you new guys, just come in and grab these end fibers and you can pull that chenille out and it'll expose that copper core. And then you just have to come in, catch that copper core right in on the side or the top, wherever you feel comfortable. Give it a couple quick loops. Back to the front you go. Stopping just behind where you're going to tie that thorax in. All right, you're going to take your first full turn. Once you get that first full turn, grabbing the tail end material and everything, just hold it tight and give it a good squeeze. Every couple loops, give this chenille a nice little pull. It's going to tighten that down onto the hook shank, give you a nice solid body. Keep that thing from spinning. That way you don't end up fishing it upside down. Now, normally I'll tie my stuff off on the bottom. You're going to tie this chenille off on the top. And you're not going to trim it yet. Just leave it right there. Just let it hang back. We're going to use that as the thorax cover. Now we're going to come back in the same piece of saddle hackle that I used for the tail end material. I'm going to come in. I'm going to fluff this stuff out pretty good here. I'm going to measure it. You don't want the fibers of the feather to be too much longer than from the center of your hook shank down past the barb of the hook back here. Oh, come in and clean that out. I like to do it this way. Come in, cut me a nice little triangle in, trim it down low. You don't have to do that. If you want to, you can just come in and pluck it out straight down to the stem. Catch that in, shiny side always towards yourself. Couple quick wraps to lock that in. Now we're going to come in with our yellow chenille to do the thorax here. Let's get rid of this little piece right here. Once again, come in, clean this out to expose that core. Come in, catch it in on the side or the top. I'm going to try to catch this one in. What I do is on the opposite side of where I tie in that saddle. That'll help me to remember to counter wrap. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to wrap this toward myself. Once again, giving it nice pulls to make sure it seats good. Catch it in on the bottom. Come in, clean it out. Now I'm going to come in with my hackle plier. Now I'm going to counter wrap the legs and the gills with nice open spirals through that chenille the opposite way that I went with the chenille. So this will be away from myself. Catch that in on the top. One turn in the front will lock it in. Come in and clip that out. Now it looks like it's all over the place, but we're going to fix that. And pull all these fibers back with your thumb and index finger. Get some nice secure head wraps. Now take the index finger and thumb on this hand and push all those straight down. Give them a little pull at the bottom. Now we're going to pull that right over the top. Catch it in. 1, 2, 3. Pull it back. One more time. A couple wraps in the front. Now that that's done, we're going to come in and clean it out. Ooh. All right. Once that's completed, come in with your whip finish tool. Oh, missed it. Oh, look at that. When this happens, you don't have to always start over. I mean, it looks pretty bad, and it can be, but if you learn to deal with problems like this, you can always come in and fix it. There we go. Now we're back. Come in, finish that head off. Take your fingernail and push that around a little bit. Pull those back out. Don't come in. Give your thread a quick little count or clockwise turn. I should have done that before. I wouldn't have lost it. Couple whips. Tie it off. Come in. Snip off that extra. Now right here, what I like to do is pull them all 90 degrees. 90 degrees. And anything that's straggling too far in the back, I'll come in, trim those out. And then everything that hangs down too low on the bottom, come in nice and flush with the body. Clean that out. You can get these hackles too thick and overdress the fly. You don't want to overdress your flies. You want it to look as natural as possible. Now we're going to come in with that head cement or the UV resin or the super glue. Come in, nice little bead on the top. I'm using the Loon UV resin like I normally do. I switched over to that here, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago and hadn't looked back. I love it. It's good stuff. And there you go, Montana Nymph. I hope this catches you some fish. Hopefully you'll tie some of these. It's good practice. You can run this with a heavier wire. You can run it with a bead head. If you don't have the chenille, you can always use dubbing and use a dubbing noodle. We'll do a couple flies here in the near future where we do the body and the thorax out of dubbing noodles. And give you a quick idea of the bottom, how it's trimmed out, not too overdressed. Great fly pattern. I fish it quite regular. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll go in. Somebody asked me to drop all of the materials that I'm using and who makes them into the description. So these will be in the description. I encourage you to go to their websites. And I'm not a paid spokesman by no means, but if it's in my fly tying shop or here in my room, I believe in it. So that's the only products that I buy, stuff that I believe in, stuff that's a good bargain, and stuff that you don't have to worry about falling apart on the water. I hope this was informative, and until next time, tight lines.